What's my theme music? Let's get to the facts, you know something cheap. I'm living for some reckless shit. Being in my bag, bitch, I'm doing real time.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Who the hell is Kiana, Tommy?
Kiana who?
Oh, you dumb now? You know who I'm talking about.
I don't know no fucking Kiana, man.
Hey everybody, I am freaking back. Facebook tried to hold the sister down. Gave me 60 days. No live. I am back in this BIE. You hear me? Like, I am so excited. Y'all just don't understand how excited I am to be back to talk to y'all. Oh my God, it was the longest 60 days of my damn life. So, hi, talking to Kiana J is back on the air. What it do, booze? What it do? We got so much to talk about. So let's get it started with my girl, Allegedly Alexis. Hi.
Hey, girl.
What's going on, Alexis, girl?
It's been 60 days too long. It's so much stuff to talk about. I ain't gonna be able to fit it all today.
Okay, that's okay. We got next week.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and every week after then. But breaking right into it, with world news or whatever you want to call it, Brittany Griner is appealing her sentencing. On August 4th, she was sentenced to 9 years in prison in Russia. She is scheduled for the end of this month, according to multiple news outlets. She is to appear in Moscow October 25th to appeal her sentencing. So I'm going to keep watching the story and keep you guys updated to see how that goes. Now,
and as she should. She
didn't even, the amount of weed she had was smaller than my hand. It was smaller than my palm. So, like, I mean, I get different countries are different in their rules, but that's expensive. And I think she only doing that to her because she's from the U.S. and was, us helping Ukraine and everything that's going on. So,
all right, yep.
Brett Favre organization is being accused of giving his alma mater, the University of Mississippi, $130,000 that was initially for cancer patients. Reports state that the school received the donations around the same time that Favre solicited welfare funds from the state of Mississippi to build a volleyball facility where his daughter also attended the school. The money was to be used for disadvantaged people and disabled children and breast cancer patients. And they even received donations from other donors to help. So it's really sick, to hear what he did. And it's trying to be, hush, throw it up under the rug that he used that money basically for bullshit. It's heartbreaking. It's disgusting.
That's crazy.
As they would do it. And he did it like you don't have $130,000.
Right.
This is Brett Favre. Like, if you ain't got $130,000,
but that's a Packer for you.
Are you saying that? Okay. I'll let you have that since he doing bullshit and he playing over people.
Shots fired.
Now,
Packer folks.
in celebrity news, Tia Mowry files for divorce from her husband after 14 years, citing irreconcilable differences. The actress is asking the judge for joint custody and legal custody of their two children, Cree and Kale. She is asking the judge to terminate the court's ability to give spousal support since the couple signed a prenup. She left off saying, "Letting go can be painful, but it won't hurt as much as holding on to an illusion." So,
you know what? I think actually that was coming because I've been seeing Tia lately, and Tia has been living her best happy
on social media, like with her little TikToks and her daughter and doing different stuff. Yes, I mean she always does stuff on social media, but
it's different.
With like her whole family.
energy is different.
Yep.
You know, like she coming into a new, you know what?
Like she said, it's better than it won't hurt as much as holding on to an illusion. So her whole relationship and how they marriage was like it could have been an illusion. You know, it's probably been times that they wanted to call quits, but because they're in the public eye, they didn't. You know, save face.
Yeah.
Now, congrats to my forever president Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama on celebrating 30 years of marriage, as well as Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert, or is it Iman or Iman? Whatever his name is, her husband, on celebrating 6 years of their anniversary. So that's a blessing. They're both Black couples, so I
like Tiana and Iman.
I do too.
They are so cute to me.
I like, and their kids is too.
And Barack and Michelle.
Yeah, that's my forever president. Now, while the talk is cheap, took a little break. It was announced that rapper PNB Rock was shot and killed, fatally killed, while eating with his
don't know who that is.
Yes, yes, you do.
Look, my son keeps talking about. You do know who that is,
girl. You know who that is. You better knock it off. If you don't know, you heard some of his songs.
I probably did.
But he was eating at Roscoe's Chicken with his baby mother in South Central LA. A lot of people took to social media right away to blame and bash his baby mother because she posted their location on IG Live, or excuse me, on her story. However,
my thing is if she didn't post it, somebody else was gonna post that he was there. So
it's cooks there, other people that's dining, there's people in the restaurant, outside the restaurant that sees him, and that's exactly what happened. Authorities they been investigating, but they got the perpetrators. They said it was a guy who was actually outside of the restaurant who seen it. Oh, hey, Joshua. Who seen PNB Rock, I guess, enter it, and he called the guy who was the father of the boy who did the killing. So it's actually 4 people involved. It's a 17-year-old boy, his father, and his stepmother, and then the person who gave them the location. Who did it? But it's really sad that, IG bashed this woman, and she was herself robbed. After he shot and killed PNB, he turned the gun on her and said, "Do you think I'm playing, bitch? I'll shoot you in your head. Give me what you got." And then after what did the news ladies? After she gave up his stuff, then while PNB was on the ground suffering, he robbed him before leaving.
Well, how long did it take police to get there?
I'm not sure how long. Not enough. Not long enough.
Because, baby, he did all that.
Oh, he did it right away. They said he didn't even wait. He was 17 years old. He trigger happy. And PNB Rock, I guess, from what I'm learning, he was from Philly, and he too was a robber. So he probably looked at this little 17-year-old little boy like, "Nigga, I'm not finna give my shit up to you." But it ultimately led to his demise. Yes, he went to South Central LA. I would have never sat down with all that jewelry, and even if I didn't have any jewelry, I wouldn't have sat down and ate. I would have just got it to go or Uber Eats or something like that. Like, these celebrities have to be mindful that it's always somebody out to get you. Whether you're a celebrity or not, it's somebody out to get you.
Some celebrities try to stay in the hood, but at the end of the day, you can't do that because people want what you got. People don't want to work to get anything anymore. So at the end of the day, people want what you got. Hey, gosh, people want what you got. So you got to. Yeah, I'm telling you, don't ever let me get up in some money because bye.
He did say that they would try to rob him several times. He even spoke on times where that he was being followed in his vehicle. I'm not sure if it's by the same people, or beefs with other people, but he did say that. So it just sucks that that's actually how he got killed. You just never really know.
That's crazy.
Okay, I'm gonna make my own damn chicken and waffles. I'm gonna have a chef. Chicken and waffles ain't even that good. First of all, I prefer shrimp and grits. I don't want no waffle with no
I can't read the
meat.
comments because
Give me
my
some
my
nuggets or
screen
chicken
went out over here. My screen went out over here. I'm trying to get my screen over here back working. I can't read the comments. I gotta do like this.
Oh, that was Josh that said she not eating no damn chicken and waffles if she rich. No way, she gonna make her own.
Goddamn right. Sure. Let me get a waffle maker. I'll make them motherfuckers right now. Shit.
Now I know y'all been seeing the mess with Krishan and Blueface. After
Girl,
she called him
they be
cheating.
whooping each other ass and shit. What type of shit they on?
Well, they've been doing that, but did you see where she went through his phone and called him cheating with another female, tongue kissing, all type of stuff, and she tore up everything in the hotel room, broke the windows, broke the doors. She said she almost went to jail, and she leaked their sex videos.
My thing is, after you sign, I love Krishan.
I love
crazy.
Krishan too, but I feel like
But
I want her to
my
get something
thing
to Blueface.
is, after
Definitely
you
get her.
sign all your assets over to this man, your money and everything, now you want to act up and put him out there?
And after, well, what I didn't agree is she showed his unborn child to the world. Like that was petty. But like he said, I've always had a couple. I've never been single, and she knew that. So
Yeah, did she get with him?
he went on the Bad Girls Club on his show with a bunch of different women. What made you think he was going to be the only one?
Was she living with him and another girl too?
A bunch of girls in the house, and he
she ended up fighting his mama or something like
his
that.
mama and his sister.
Right. That's so she knows.
And he just had another baby with his baby mama. Like
she know what she got into.
That's
now you want to try to keep them to yourself. No, that's community dick, honey. Community dick.
Well, she said they're not together.
Community dick. You met him as community dick. He's gonna
he ripped
always
the patch
be
in her head.
dick.
Her tooth is knocked out. She got his face on her tooth. His mama and sister lost. Yes. I'm not gonna be fighting no female with my mama next to me and we both getting beat up. No.
Community dick, baby.
Now, I know I gotta hurry up because I know you got your guest coming in. Now, Tory Lanez says he doesn't try to explain himself on social media because he's facing 24 years in prison next month. He says in due time, we will all have the answers we've been looking for, but right now he's in trouble with the law. Now, it's kind of interesting that he's saying that. I don't know if he and he beat up her daddy. Yes. Now, I'm not sure if Tory Lanez is saying this because he's facing 24 years on just the case with Megan Thee Stallion or multiple people. But it's funny that he's saying that when he just not too long ago attacked August Alsina.
He was wrong for that.
He was wrong for no.
He was dead ass wrong for that.
And to do it, he got little man syndrome. And August, from what I read,
exist, don't it?
August didn't want to dap him up because Tory Lanez was saying some foul stuff about him during the Jada Pinkett situation with August Alsina. So when he see you, why would he want to dap you up? And he's very sickly. He has a compromised immune system. So
people pick on people that they know they can whoop.
His ass is little. He wouldn't be. I could be his ass.
She probably did lie. I ain't even gonna lie to you. You know, sometimes those women do exaggerate. Sometimes I'm tell you that.
Yeah. But that was wrong what he did to August.
We can be punched and swear that nigga hit our ass.
It looked like his tooth was in his lip. And investigators is picking up that as well.
People that they know that they can, pick on.
They choose their battles. But investigators did find several footage of the attack, so they said that they're gonna be investigating it. So we'll see. Now, DaniLeigh will be appearing on an upcoming show of Wild 'N Out, and during her taping, she asked if B. Simone could sit this one out. The producers agreed with it, and she sat out. And B. Simone talked about it. Nobody knew, but she talked about it on an interview and made it seem like she was just going to take the higher road. But when DaniLeigh told her side of it, apparently before she even appeared on Wild 'N Out, B. Simone made a diss record about DaniLeigh. Now, if y'all remember, B. Simone was in love with the baby. She was lusting over him, wanted to suck his balls through his bras.
Why?
So I know if Danny, me being me, I know if Danny would have went on that show, B. Simone would have been very shady and very petty. And it would have.
And I would have loved to see it. It'd have been great TV. Just like,
but it would have took it away from the enjoyment.
No, just like they let other people come on there that was beefing with people and they laid their ass. Y'all gotta watch All Wild and Now. Let me tell y'all can't have y'all picks and chooses. That would have been good TV like that.
Wait, who? I watched All Wild and Now. I ain't know nobody that's feuding.
Emmanuel was beefing with another comedian. They went in on his ass, almost whooped his ass on the stage. And then you had that other girl that was into it. So
Pretty V.
But my thing is, at the end of the day, they bogus for that because simple fact is it would have made good TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But they said that's the producers. When somebody coming on your show, you want to make them feel comfortable. Obviously, she didn't feel comfortable, so they said that everybody needs to be mad at Nick Cannon. Now, what you saying as far as the Emmanuel?
Because Nick Cannon probably fucking her too.
Oh, well, he ain't got no baby bar. We know that.
Don't be surprised if she come up pregnant.
Yeah. He shouldn't, because that's just gonna be another one to his list. Now, Cardi B has been making the blogs for a lot of drama lately. Just last week, she was into it with Akbar because she felt Akbar was subbing her, but she couldn't prove it. I didn't see any proof that Akbar was subbing her. Now she's into it with JT and Malibu Mitch. It seems as if she's going after everyone that's on the Queen's remix with Nicki Minaj. And she wants the last word. So even if she arguing with you today, she gonna wake up and, like she said in that song, and start mess with you again tomorrow. Because she was up at 9 a.m. on Twitter talking shit. I'm
gonna tell you this.
She called JT a lapdog.
I'm a Cardi B fan.
Me too.
And at the end of the day, I'm here for it. But it's for publicity. I'm gonna tell you that in that. She picking with everybody because first of all, a girl that know that she can fight.
She can't fight though.
Cardi B can fight.
No, she can't. Cardi B fight like this. She fight like this. I done seen it too many times. How I would have been like, "Yup," popped her in her shit. She can't. Her nails too long. And before I turned on the podcast, she in High Bridge, New York, right now. Talk about what's up. I'm around. Trying to fight somebody. Like, girl, you is worth millions. Go sit your ass down somewhere. That shit is not that serious. These other rap bitches is not gonna
telling me to tell you I love you, girl.
Huh?
I'm talking to Josh.
Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me.
She's talking about the video.
Akbar.
Seen that.
He said, man, he won't no parts of that. Okay, now last but not least, it came out that Nia Long's fiance, the coach of the Boston Celtics, has been cheating with another female coach on the team. He has been suspended for 1 year due to them finding out about the cheating previously and continuing the relationship. It goes against the code of conduct. Social media went crazy with people saying, how can you cheat on Nia Long? You must be stupid, yada, yada, yada. Now, Marlon Wayans did an interview, podcast, whatever. Uh-oh, is it froze? Can y'all hear me? Because Kiana is froze. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I'm going to keep going. Oh, so y'all can hear me. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure she got suspended because she's a female coach. And if it should go against, because they can't talk. So I'm pretty sure she got suspended too. But Marlon Wayans went on to give his input saying, in order to find forever, you're going to have to live in a way that bends, not break, never mind the embarrassment. And he sound dumb as F-U-C-K to me because How can you tell a woman who is engaged to marry this man, who has a life with this man, has a child with this man, to just forget about what happened and the embarrassment that he caused her? If that's your fiance, the level of disrespect to a person who is planning to spend the rest of their life with you is completely unacceptable. And for me, that's a no-go. Infidelity, that's something you can't return from, you know. So once a man has embarrassed you in public, it's really not up for discussion from my point of view. I mean, everybody is different, but from my point of view, it's not up for discussion. How can you expect someone to stay? Kiana, did you hear anything I said?
Girl.
No. Okay, I'm gonna run you down real quick. We talking about Nia Long, and that her fiance and the father of her child cheated on him with another female coach on the team, and he got suspended for 1 year. A lot of people were saying that that's extensive, but I guess they got caught previously and was told to stop, or that it was inappropriate, and they continued it. So they extended his suspension to 1 year. Now, Marlon Wayans went on a podcast or interview, whatever, and said that, what did he say? Let me go back to because it ain't allegedly, because this is what he said, but he said, in order to find forever, you're going to have to live in a way that bends, not break, and never mind the embarrassment. And I said that he sounded dumb as hell, because how can you tell a woman who is engaged to marry you, who has a life with you, who has a child with you, to just forget what happened and forget the embarrassment that you caused? If that's your fiance, the level of disrespect to a person who is willing to spend the rest of their life with you is completely unacceptable. And for me personally, you embarrassed me in public. Like, that's a public embarrassment. And it ain't no coming back from that for a lot of things.
Most men do expect you to shut up and forget.
Mm-hmm. Well, she was walking with her son out of somewhere, and somebody asked, like, where they what is she gonna do? And she said she was focusing on her kids, as she always do. And he was like, are you guys gonna work it out? And she was like, and kept walking to her car. So I don't think she is.
I don't blame cheat on me.
And a lot of people saying, like, that's who he's around. She was a coach, he was a coach, so they're around on off season or on season, whatever, all the time. Nia is going doing movies and producing, but that don't give you a reason to cheat on somebody.
You knew what it was when you married me, bitch. Yes. You know what it was when you married me, you bitch.
Exactly. And she was with him before he became a coach. Right. Yeah. So some things you can't return from, including infidelity with me. So yeah, how can you expect someone to stay after you got caught doing wrong, got told to stop, and basically you saying fuck your child and your family and your baby mama and everything, your fiance, because you want to keep having sex with? And then, not to mention, she look white, but she biracial. I'm sorry if we got any white viewers, but
Becky strikes again.
It just really pisses me off. Like, you.
Yeah, strikes again.
But that is all the news that I have for Allegedly Alexis this week.
Thank you, Allegedly Alexis. See you next week. Next week I'm gonna move to Sunday. I think so. So I'll let you know, okay?
Ooh, Soul Food Sunday. You want to do it early because I cook on Sundays. I have to take
you don't cook this damn late.
Oh, Josh said she gonna Alexis
just said hi.
Hi, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm gonna cheat too. I see what Josh said. She said she gonna cheat too.
Cheat back. Hey, everybody just cheat.
Get what you want. But okay, guys, bye.
Bye. Thanks, Alexis.
So,
okay, guys, I'm ready for my next guest. Today's show: can married people have friends of the opposite sex? Okay. I cannot answer that question because I am not married. So I'm waiting on my other guests to get here. I'm just excited to be back. Y'all just don't know. You know, it's been a full 60 days. Facebook wasn't playing with me. They was on my heels, baby. They was on my heels. So, you know, Webby. So I have a story to tell y'all, but I'll tell it another day. I have a few stories to tell y'all, but I'll tell it another day. But I'm just excited to be back. And I don't know where my guest is, but hey, Tay. They should be here. Oh, because my internet just went out. I'm calling AT&T ass. My internet always go out AT&T at 9 o'clock. And George, you didn't have to put that on here. You could have came to the kitchen. The hell? These damn kids. They're trying to embarrass you online. Let me text my guests and see where they at. Yeah, she like, I'll go now. Yep, girl, yes. Oh. I'm texting y'all. Like, girl,
we were here. You were very much so late.
I was late though because I have the allegedly Alexis and we started late. Hi y'all.
Hey.
Hey my loves. I miss you guys.
We miss you too, girl.
Ray, you don't miss?
No.
You know you miss me. Shut
I
up.
do.
I miss you guys. I know I was supposed to have been there, but I had a couple problems. Hey, Twan. So look. So today's topic is, can married people have friends of the opposite sex? Okay. And since you guys are a married couple, one of our favorite families, I just want to get your opinion on this. Okay. Now, I say that because I was friends with Braden first before his wife, Jessica. So I'm going to tell a story. You met.
You should see that.
And then, y'all fill in the blanks if I'm, whatever. Okay. So I'm usually a guy's girl, which is I usually make friends with guys before with women or whatever. But if I make friends with guys, I make sure that I make friends or, let's make their wife comfortable, or girlfriend or whatever may have you. Okay, so we was working together. I don't know how me and Brayden became, I was the new girl. I don't know how me and Brayden became friends. But
because you used to be stealing stuff off my desk and you were right on the other side.
Well, you had food, so food was very, close. Food is very close to my heart, And if you feed me, I'm like a little puppy dog, I become your best friend, So when me and Brayden became friends, Jessica worked on the other side, and she used to walk over, and she had this resting bitch face, and I had to ask Karina. I said, "Is she? How do she always look like that?
Yep, she do.
Like, is she mean? Because I didn't want, I wanted to say something to her. I was like, oh, she's so pretty, but she looks so mean. Like, so Karina was like, no, she really nice. She really nice. So I don't know how me and her conversation had started. I don't know if you introduced us or whatever, but I just know once I got past that resting bitch face.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What?
Ooh.
Oh, this is ghetto. This is giving very much V100.
Okay, so with that being said, are y'all okay with each other having friends of the opposite sex. Now, me and y'all met while y'all was married. What about people that, okay, so let's go here. Friends before you were married. Are y'all still friends with those folks?
Yeah. I think that it's where you are with your significant other, because there was a point in time where I did have like female friends and like coworkers, and she was just completely uncomfortable with them. Like we had an argument about a certain work situation, kind of like me and you, but it was because we were in a bad spot in our relationship. We wasn't even married yet. I don't know. Was we married?
No.
We weren't even married yet.
No. Yes, we were.
We was married. I don't think we was married yet, babe. We wasn't. We were engaged. We weren't married yet. And she didn't really feel comfortable with, you know, how the interaction was. And it was no different than how I interact with you or interact with any of the other, you know, female coworkers that I would have had, or friends that I have for that matter. But it was just that we were kind of in a really bad spot, a shaky spot in our relationship. And so like any female encounter just kind of made her feel weird about it. And she just kind of blew up. And if you know Jessica, you know.
Yeah, I know Jessica. That little pretty spicy thing. But do you think did the girl give any inkling?
No, it was can I shoot the detail?
Go ahead.
So when we first got together, to kind of give a brief overview, when we first got together, I had just got out of a serious relationship, and that serious relationship spilled over into our relationship because my ex just popped up, and I was still having conversations with the ex, and it made our relationship uncomfortable because there were like alleged things that were being said and stuff like that. Like, granted, I wasn't like, you know, smashing her or nothing like that. It was just inappropriate because I had moved on to a new situation. And so that situation, just that little small attention that I was giving my ex, she was telling Jessica all this other kind of stuff. And so imagine coming into a new situation, you're not bringing no baggage, you don't have anything going on, and you got this girl in your ear telling you stuff about the person that you just met, you're trying to get to know. And so it just became a whole big thing. Like, I had to get a restraining order and everything. It became a big thing. So from that, it was just a lot of like uncertainty. She didn't really trust, like, when I was telling her the boundaries that I was setting for people, because she didn't know me like that. So she can only go off of what I was showing her. So from what I was showing her, even if I wasn't going all the way, or I wasn't the one to push the envelope, I wasn't really so much stopping the other person from doing so. So in the beginning, she was just like, oh, I'm not feeling it. So when I did go to work, and I did have coworkers that I talked to, kind of, again, like I would talk to you, she was just like, no. Like, I had added one on Instagram, and she was like, she flipped the fuck out. Like, she was just like, if you want to be friends with these bitches, then you can just leave me out. Like, she went all the way overboard. But it was more so because she didn't really trust that I would be the one to tell. Like, if that person, you know, ever stepped out of place, I wouldn't have the guts to be like, no. You know what I mean? Like, anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's where it was from. But hindsight, we got over that situation. We got married, and we obviously, look at you. I'm talking to you. So, like, you know, I had to.
She's my friend. She's not yours. Thank you.
No.
We got closer.
No. Well, no. No, wait. Before you go, who friend are you first? Who friend are you first? No, pick, or we're going to disconnect.
How you going to do that, Brady?
We know what it is. Yeah. We know what it is. Don't worry about it. But just to kind of
pick, or I'm disconnecting.
Just to kind of piggyback off of that, though. Thank you, Joshua. Like, because we already know. But no, just to kind of piggyback off of that, I think that that type of situation depends on, your trust and your boundaries, with your mate. If you guys are not at a level of trust and being able to set those type of boundaries to allow the other person to just kind of do what they're going to do, then no, it's not possible. But obviously, once you learn your mate, you learn their, you know, morals, their values, you know, what's important to them, then it's kind of like, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Let them live their life, and, you know, it'll reflect in, you know, their everyday decisions and choices. And that's kind of how it had to go with us. After a while, it was just like, okay, you know what I'm saying? If you're willing to, you know, lose all of this, then that's on you. I can't sit there and babysit you or walk you through the steps or, you know, what to do. But I'm the type of person that's usually work at work. You know what I mean? Work shouldn't have to come home with you. You spend 8 hours there, 8 to 12 hours there. There's no reason why work should be interfering with home. And that was my thing. Like, y'all can be cool, chop it up at work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. But from 5 until that next 8 a.m., there's nothing to talk about. Talk about it at work. Yeah. So that was just kind of my stance on it. And she was a married woman. You know, she understood where I was coming from. But I'm like, sis, I told you too. So what's going on? What's the problem? You shouldn't be texting. Y'all shouldn't be on Instagram. None of that. No.
And that's the other thing that I want to talk about, because you guys are a married couple. And someone like me who is single, you know, what gave me the thing about y'all was y'all so secure in y'all marriage that it didn't even cross your mind of, you know, any other but friendship. You know what I'm saying? And I respect boundaries all the way, you know, because I'm a woman before I'm anything, you know, even though I act like a dude, you know, I'm a woman before anything. I'm an emotional woman. So I know how it is, you know what I'm saying? Because, girl, at the end of the day, some people don't have that, what y'all have. Some people don't trust they mate. They're in these relationships with no trust. So anybody that looks, you know, at they man or something is a problem, you know. So have you ever had a situation, Jessica, where, okay, he said his piece. Now, have you ever had a situation where you're probably upset about a friend of yours?
I don't think so. No, as you said, I got resting bitch face. So not too many people coming up anyway, trying to shoot that shot or trying to be friends or whatever the case may be. And I'm very vocal about being married. I'm very vocal about my relationship. I talk about my husband just as much as he talks about me. So I don't even think people will feel comfortable trying to be my friend. But we kind of like a no new friends kind of, you know, couple. Like if there were, you know, male friends, I have about good smooth 4 best friends that are males, you know, that I've been knowing since 12 and higher. So obviously they were, you know, married into the marriage as well. But as far as like accumulating new friends, no. I mean, if we do meet other people, it's other couples. And we prefer that because, you know, you flock with, you know, who can understand and relate to your marriage or relationship. So you don't have to create those extra boundaries. But outside of that, no, I don't make new male friends. And no, hey, shorty, I could just be a friend. Yeah, no, I don't want friends. I got friends. I'm cool. Like, we don't do all of that. But if, you know, we were to meet other people, it just is what it is. It all still is the same to me. I don't really see no difference.
Because I feel like before marriage, you have friends, but then it's like, okay, tell me about your friend, you know, and then during marriage, you meet friends. And I thought that y'all did do mostly couples. You know, I'm just a straggle along, you know, single. One day I'm gonna get it together. One of these days, for some reason, my son think I'm gonna be lonely for the rest of my life. He asked me to come live with him once he gets.
You might be. It's slim pickings out there.
Oh my God.
You know what? Yeah, I ain't lying. You know. Yeah. I'm gonna get that cat.
You might be able to find you a nice little tenderoni.
I thought I was gonna be the chick with the 7 cats too. So you just never know.
I'm gonna get that cat because you're right. Ain't me, girl. But okay, so friends. Okay, I just feel like with both of y'all, when y'all got married, were y'all friends first before? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, y'all bond is so strong.
It wasn't always like that. Like, I think the misconception people have, well, I had it too. Like, when you get married, you meet somebody, is that your bond strong out the gate. And, like, we had a very strong attraction to each other.
How long have y'all been married?
Well, yeah, it was a connection.
How long have 5 years? Okay.
Together 6.
So like we had a very strong connection with each other. So like that was strong. But I think the hurdles and stuff that you go through being a newly married couple, having to adjust to, I can't be kicking it out with my niggas all night. She can't, have too many girls' nights. Granted, it doesn't really bother me if she decided to go out. You know what I mean? Like I'm secure in my spot knowing that, like she said earlier, like if you go out and you risk doing it, I for sure am gonna leave. I'm leaving. I'm taking everything out the house too, and I'm gonna leave you with nothing. So
what?
Exactly.
I'm not gonna be Will. I'm not gonna be Will Smith. But
I've been to y'all house, and who has the most stuff?
Me.
So how you?
Well, it don't matter, but but like I think the misconception with it though, like married couples and being married, is that you just have a strong bond out the gate. Like you have to grow with that person. Like that person has to. Granted, you have the dating phase and you're courting that woman or that allowing that man to court you. Y'all learn this new stuff about each other, but you also have to realize that everything isn't going to show up at the beginning. Like you're not going to always know how he handles stress. You're not going to know, because what if y'all together for 5 years and he loses his job, and then all of a sudden he just turns into this crazy person because he can't find a job. The stresses of having to deal with, being the leader of the household is on his shoulders, and he just flips out and he turns into a monster. Like those are things that you don't know. So you have to grow with your partner to learn that. So like we went through a lot. Like we went through points in time where we was looking at each other like, are we going to make it? Because, she had been married before. I haven't. So she had to teach me things. Like I'm one that if we get into an argument, I'm going to get up and walk away. Whereas she's more of a communicator. She taught me how to communicate, talk through problems, talk through my feelings, and things like that. Where as some couples,
that's right, girl. Teach them how to communicate, girl.
So,
I'm just saying, because men have a problem with that.
No, let me be. We don't have a problem communicating. We just communicate differently than women do. Like, and I'm not talking about the Drakes of the world. I'm not talking about those kind of guys. I'm talking about guys that if we feeling something, we're not just going to be nagging about it. We just going to let it go over, because if it doesn't need to be an argument, it doesn't need to be an argument. If it doesn't need to be said, it doesn't need to be said. We just not going to nick it. We're not going to sit and talk about everything. But sometimes when you married, you have to, because I thought you could read my mind. Like if I'm not talking to you, I'm mad. If we talking about something, I'm upset. Like, and that's just not really the reality of the situation. So I think in order to create that strong bond, you got to go through something. Like people that are strong, like when you see married couples and they are like tight, I guarantee you they have a story to tell. It ain't just, we met in high school and I've just been in love with.
It's been peaches and cream.
Yeah, no, they gonna have some battle wounds. They gonna have some things, because that's what makes you tight. That's what makes you be like, if I fall, I know she got me, or if I fall, I know he got me. And you can't do that if you've never been through nothing. So
yeah, and that's crazy, because so many people now they let the simple things break them up, and they get in these situations and in these relationships. And then the first little thing they running.
But it also doesn't mean to just stick by whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still boundaries that you have to set with that too. Like I'm not gonna just be going through whatever with whomever, and just because we have this bond and I'm trying to hold on to it. That's a no too. Like that's no, not happening. But to kind of answer your question, like there was a connection. There was a very strong connection when we got together. It wasn't like we were friends for years. We met on Instagram. Might have been talking like maybe a month before we kind of. Oh my God,
that's crazy. Y'all the second married couple that I know that said they met on social media, and I get on social media and get these.
She was liking all my pictures. She was liking all my pictures, and I'm like, I hope she don't want, because this back when people like all your pictures and they want you to shout them out. I'm like, I'm not shouting her out.
So that's what happened?
No.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
No.
You ain't like my pictures.
I liked a few.
You didn't like more than 10.
Maybe 7.
You like 10 of them, bro. It was 10. It was a lot.
Yeah, but it was a really strong connection, and I think, you know, as cliche as it sounds, when you find your person, you know your person. Like you said, I've been married before, and nothing is the same in this marriage than it was in the first one, and it's oil and water, you know what I mean, between my first marriage and my second one. So, you know, it just goes to show that, you know, when you find a person that's meant for you, you know, you learn to navigate through those barriers, through those obstacles. And like you said, at the first sight of, you know, something wrong, you just don't run, you don't flee. You actually take the time to work through those issues. You know, encourage your partner. You find ways to work on you and, you know, kind of move forward. It's not a, oh my God, he did that, it's over, we're done, blah, 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 blah. I mean, you might come to moments where you feel like, you know, you don't know if it's going to work, but based off of your relationship with that person, you will know if you'll be able to continue and if it's something you guys can work through together or if it's just a dead end and it's time to move on.
Have there been an issue with friends interfering in you guys' marriages? Like, say you're venting, you know, you're going through your issues, okay, and you're venting in the end, because it's a lot of a man sometimes don't like a woman's friend, and sometimes a woman don't like the man's friend. Mm-hmm. Is there an issue, like, have there ever been an issue like that in your marriage? With
similar, but not necessarily like friends. I wouldn't call nobody a friend that's going to interfere with my marriage, for one. You know, and then two, when it's time to vent, I'm venting to my partner. I'm not venting to my friends about my husband and what's going on in our relationship. My very best friend is Braden anyway. So what's up? Yep, I got attitude. We finna talk about it. Let's go. Like, you know, it's just kind of that relationship. I don't really too much go to my friends and be like, oh my God, he pissed me off today. He did this, because that's not where it belongs. You know, that's not where the conversation should lead. But we have had people that we've associated with try to step in and kind of see and test the waters to see how strong, you know, or secure the relationship was and try to interfere that way. Yes. But like actual, you know, friends or anybody that we consider close, no.
Braden, you agree?
I agree. I mean, at the beginning, there were like friends that I had, ironically, that were married, that didn't really kind of practice married behavior. So I think a lot of that, you have to, from a man and a woman, you have to kind of look at your situation and see if it's having that friendship is worth losing your potential partner. Because I'm pretty sure if I didn't really kind of put a tie or, you know, cut on that friendship, we would have had a lot of issues, because even though my friend was married, he moved as a single man. There wasn't really too much that he consulted with his wife at all, or even, you know, did with his wife. So like, I don't really do anything outside of, you know, with Jessica, like she said, she's my best friend. So I don't, if I'm going to Topgolf, she's going to try to go to Topgolf with me. So it's just like anything that I'm doing, she's going to, you know, be right alongside with me. So I think that there may be times where, you know, we don't agree all the time, but I mean, what friends get along?
Okay. So again, the question is friends of the opposite sex. Okay. I'm going to touch back on that in a second, because I want to know a little bit more about that issue. How did you cut that off? But friends of the opposite sex. Jessica, do you have male friends?
Mm-hmm. I sure do.
Okay. All right. And they respect the boundaries, period.
Absolutely. And I'm sure too, before getting married, that if there were any people that I felt could potentially be a threat or could potentially be fake friend zoning or whatever the case may be, before we even got like in our seriousness of our relationship, before we even said we finna be, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend, we finna, you know, move forward, I cut those people off, because I already had an inkling that the relationship itself was already going to move somewhere else. And I already did this dance before. So I'm not finna, you know, make the same decisions that I made previously that didn't work out before. So before we even did that, I cut everybody off. My whole entire team got benched. It was over, like, done. Moving.
Why did you look like that, bro?
So it was done. Like, I cut off those type of people, and the people that remained were the people that I trusted and knew that they had my best interests at heart.
I do got a friend she do got a friend that I don't like. but it has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
She
So
got a
how
friend
do
that I
you-
don't like.
How do you deal with that? That your husband don't like one of your friends? How is that?
I don't even know because we don't even deal
We don't really deal with it, but I do not like him.
So okay, so y'all be in the same space sometimes,
No.
right? No.
Oh, me
Us and a friend?
Yeah. No.
No.
because
No.
well,
Oh
we
y'all.
moved. Yeah, no, we moved.
Oh,
So like,
okay. So when y'all go back to Milwaukee, no.
I ain't going if we going back to if we go back to visit, I would never tell her to not reconnect with that friend because that friend was there for her through a very trying time in her life. So I would never be like, just cut that friend
That's
off.
what I want to know. Like,
I just wouldn't go.
I
just
like,
wouldn't
is
go.
it an argument? Like, I
No,
don't like
I wouldn't go because I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna. So I don't like the friend because so when we got married, we uninvited all of our wedding guests, and we just decided to have our wedding somewhere else. And so
wait, what?
So
y'all
because I
planned
wanted
a wedding,
I wanted a big
and
wedding
y'all disinvited everybody
because
that you
they wasn't
invited?
because Black people want to RSVP on their own time, and we were investing too much money for people to not let me know if you're gonna want chicken, beef or seafood, if you're gonna be drinking or not drinking, like if you're gonna be free this weekend or not be free, like so.
Y'all are RSVP people, like
So like we just scratched it and we just decided to do something more intimate. So, but to make her friends feel more involved, I asked a lot of her friends and family to create a small video message to her for her to watch on the wedding day. And I feel like that was something small, and you should have been able to do that. Like,
that would
you know what I mean?
That would have been cute.
That's not a lot to ask. So this person just would not do it. And I was just and I was feeling really slighted for her. Like, she probably didn't feel the way about it.
I did.
Okay, well, I for sure did. Because I feel like that's your homie. You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to give her, even if you've never been married before, it was just more so like, I love you. I'm so happy for you. I wish, if you ever need me, I'm still here. But I wish y'all the best. That's it.
Congratulations.
It would have just been great for her to still feel that love, even though we got married so far away. And he didn't do it. So
amongst other people, though,
there were
other people. So like, even one of my
I don't like them either
because they were probably upset y'all disinvited them.
Well, even one of my bridesmaids that was like literally in the wedding, she wouldn't do it. So it was just like, when the conversation was had, there was really no explanation that was given, but I have my own thoughts of why. And I think it was just more of a physical thing. Like, some people don't feel okay being in front of the camera. And this person specifically has.
Do they take pictures of themselves?
No, not really.
But guess what?
They don't take selfies or nothing?
Not like that, no.
But guess what? There was somebody else that felt that way. And what they do, they sent me pictures of her and Jessica together. And they sent a message alongside so that
Somebody
I could put
else
it in the
dark, right?
Someone else did it in the dark because they didn't want to be. But you know what I mean? Like, but if it's for your person, she can make all the excuses she likes.
I mean, I'm not making any excuses. I was just saying, like, me knowing the person and knowing them and their insecurities, I can understand why, because there is some standout insecurities that would have made that person feel, kind of weird being on camera or wondering who might have seen it because of that insecurity.
Josh said y'all canceled the whole wedding party.
We'll talk about that later. We'll let you answer your questions. But the day of the wedding, Jessica legit kicked all her bridesmaids out the wedding.
It was only 2.
She kicked them both out. She was up there with just me and God. That's all she had.
You know what? I love Jessica. I really do. I love her.
You wouldn't have loved her that day. She told one of her bridesmaids.
She would have probably kicked me out. No, she would have kicked me out.
No, she wouldn't have kicked you out. She told both of her
Look.
bridesmaids, she said, if you show up to the wedding, to the venue, I'm going to drag you. That's what she told her bridesmaids.
That's why I love her.
No, you don't do that the day of the wedding.
That damn pretty face can pull the hell out of you. I swear to God.
See, but he's just leaving out.
Behind that face, I love her. Behind that face, I swear to God.
He's leaving out the key part of it. It was the level of disrespect, and I feel like if you're my best friends and we tight, like if you feel like I'm being a bridezilla, you feel like you're not feeling what I'm saying or what I'm doing, how I'm moving, you take that up with me the next day, not on the morning of my wedding. If you're my friend, you're supporting me through whatever, and then hey girl, we need to talk about that later because I ain't like the way you were moving, I ain't like what you said, blah 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 blah, and take it up with me later, not the morning of my wedding. We don't have time.
I wouldn't be able to do a wedding, me personally, and I'm gonna be honest because I always say if I ever get married, I would throw a party as a reception and go to the courthouse because me planning a wedding.
Oh, not the courthouse. You had nothing. You said the courthouse. That's very much so, Bert. But I think what you should do. I think what all people should do. I think as a society we got caught up in. I'm gonna be honest. I did. I wanted a big wedding. I didn't really much so want a big wedding. I wanted, like you said, a big party. Like I wanted everybody to be able to come to the reception to enjoy. And then I just wanted our wedding, like the actual ceremony, to be a little bit more intimate. So like our parents, brothers and sisters, things like that. It's just people that are, close to our heart, not more so like our friends, or obviously if we would have knew you, you would have been amongst one of those guests, but not just everybody that's just there just because like cousin TT and her sons ain't finna be in there. Like they can come to the reception, but not the ceremony. And that people were, that's really where we lost a lot of people because they were insulted that we didn't want them to come to the ceremony, but to the reception. So a lot of people.
But my thing is you spend all this money for people to come enjoy your bliss, and it's not even the fact of them come to enjoy you. They stress you out. Your wedding party stress you out.
Yeah,
getting the wedding together stresses you out. And then you got all these different personalities because I have friends everywhere. I lived a lot of places. Everybody got different personalities. Everybody not going to get along. I got 11 siblings. Mind you, I have best friends and stuff. I won't be able to deal with that, and I know my attitude. I call it quit on everybody, even my husband. Like, no.
You ain't ready yet. You're not ready.
You're not ready.
You're not ready yet. You're not ready to love.
No, that's why I said I would go to the courthouse. I know my attitude. I will snap out and everything will be done. You know what I'm saying? And men, like my brother, like you, men sometimes want a bigger wedding. They do. My brother about to get married. He want a big wedding. And not realize how stressful it is really on the bride because men don't do as much as the bride has to do. You know what I'm saying? So men, I want everybody to be there, this. Not knowing the bride over here stressing because these hoes we call our friends ain't getting along or
and it's always
or they got their opinions about their dresses we picked out and you know what I'm saying? It's just too much. So I understand where she coming from because I swear to God, I'm going to the courthouse and we just gonna party afterwards. Hey, when nobody ain't got to talk to nobody if they ain't got to.
Even then, though, like planning a wedding, you really find out who your friends and your real family are. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody is happy for you. Misery love company. So, not everybody that you thought on your guest list was gonna be your friend and be down for you is really down for you, and that's really what we learned in our situation. So I advise everybody. Go do something, simple and intimate with your partner and skip all of
because it's about y'all.
Yep, skip all the extras. You don't have to have a reception and have everybody there. Partners, go celebrate with your partner. Spend that on seeing the world or doing something. Yep.
Spend that money on my ring.
Oh, wait, the ring.
That would have came before the wedding.
You lost me at the ring.
Look. We already got it established. We're not having a wedding. If we get engaged, if he like, I'm thinking about marrying you, I'm like, just let you know we're not having a wedding. So you can spend as much money as you want on that ring.
Until you lose it, girl, and then you be trying to find it.
Yeah, because you think you want a big old ring until you got to do the dishes and stuff, and you be worried about that mug just knocking and scratching all over the place.
Man, listen.
Yeah, that's when I'm gonna get a dishwasher.
I do. I love the dishwasher.
Okay, so going back to cutting your friends off that wasn't good single, because I just had a conversation with one of my male friends about birds of a feather flock together. And even though you're not a hoe, if you hang with a hoe, you consider the hoe. You know what I'm saying? That you know, that's what the saying is, I guess.
Oh, because I'm like, I don't call me dog.
So
You lost me.
I don't agree.
I don't think so. Because she got friends that's hoes. I don't think she got friends that's hoes. I don't think she was no hoe.
I don't agree.
I don't know.
I had a friend somewhere that's some hoes. We all moms and stuff now, but no.
Oh.
But I don't agree.
Well, my bad.
Okay. I don't agree either. But that's what a lot of people say. So do you cut, like Brayden said, he had to cut some of his friends off because they was doing single man activities, even though they was married, you know, and I guess he decided he didn't want to be around that. To make you, I don't know if it was you didn't want to be around that to make her feel some type of way, or it was just you.
I think it was a multitude of different things. So it also had to do with the issue that we had prior to us getting married with my ex. So, like, to be completely honest with you, a lot of my friends disseminated with that. So, like, a lot of my friends went to the wayside. Like, I lost friends that were like my day ones because I moved on to a new situation and they were still talking to her. And I feel like if we break up, everybody is done. You come with me. Like, just like I said, if we leave, I'm taking my things out of the house. You're one of the things in the house. So you my friend. That's like, you know what I mean? That's like if you had a significant other, right? That's like if you had a significant other and we all were introduced, y'all broke up, God forbid, I'm not going to be kicking it with bro no more because you take precedent over that. You my friend. You're my friend.
Right.
I'm not going to be, oh, bro, we still on for golfing this weekend. No, bro. Don't write me no more. You done.
That's why y'all can't never break up. I always said this. Y'all break up, I'm going to be like a child with a divorced parent. Like, what in the hell?
But you would probably still, you would probably still write me though.
What?
It ain't no breaking up.
It ain't no break. It ain't gonna never break up. We gonna be at y'all 50th anniversary, turning up.
That's right. That's right.
And I'll probably have a husband by then. Yeah.
Oh, so 50. It'd be 100 then.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you're right. You know, at the end of the day, because in my situation, if I do have a significant other, I'm y'all friend. So at the end of the day, we can all kick it as long as we together, but goddamn it, I better not find out you calling his ass.
Yeah, like it's just a respect thing because then you get placed in the middle. That person gets placed in the middle of y'all beef, and then they're forced to, even if they don't feel like they are, they're picking a side. Because even if that other person is like, just talk to your friend. You know what I mean? Like in my instance, it was my guy. My ex was telling him, just talk to him. See if you can get him to talk to me. And then you doing that to me, bro? No, bro.
No.
I already told you I'm done. I'm done with it. So, you know, that's just where it ends up being. And it's unfortunate as much as it is, you know, I really miss my friend because that was my nigga. But it's just like, I have to still respect my wife. You know what I mean? Because I'm not revisiting that old situation. And we had that conversation when it happened. It was a really tough time for me. Like I feel like I lost my dog. Like it was just
your brother.
Really
like
time. But, you know, you just have to pick your battles, and that just wasn't one that I was willing to go to war about because I could have lost her, and then I would have been, who knows, you know, on a date night, whatever the fuck they do now. Like I'm out on that.
Or be a single man with a dog. I'm telling you,
right.
Stay together for as long as y'all can, because ain't shit out here. But I see, and that's the kind of shit that I be talking about right there. You know what I'm saying? That I would have lost her, so I had to let him go. You know, so many dudes will pick their friends over their wife.
Okay, well, go lay it with your friend.
Well, it's society. It's like we programmed to do the certain stuff that we do. Like people, niggas say it all the time. Bros be for hoes. Even if it's your wife, like you niggas will pick they niggas over their girl because it's a commitment thing. It's like you know what your nigga gonna do. Like, you know what I mean? You don't know if this girl 10 years from now is gonna leave you. And then you mess it up with your boy and you ain't got no woman. So it's just like it's a double loss. So I can understand dudes that do battle that and they be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna stop talking to my nigga because you know what I mean? And then the flack you get from it, like they be like, oh bro, you whip, like that's childish to me. But I mean that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I wouldn't be bothered with it, like because most of the people that say that they not in really good situations. So
anyways, yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I think, you know, the company you keep is, you know, that's your mentality. You know, if you flocking with people, like you said, birds of a feather flock together to a certain degree. Yeah, it is true. But I think, like, you know, as people, we have to have our own, you know, mental capacity. Like, we can't be following behind each other and thinking that what works for somebody else is going to work for us. You have to figure out what works for you. So if, you know, hanging out with somebody or their influence is not good for you, then you know when to move on. And sometimes, you know, as friends, you grow apart from people. You know, start navigating down different paths in life, and that's just how it goes. And, you know, that doesn't make the situation, you know, hurt less, but, you know, you move on and you get on with your life.
Did you have to cut some people off, Jessica, because of the way they behave?
Think so. No, I'm a pretty good judge of character. I don't really too much kick it with nobody that don't vibe with me. You know, I'm pretty sure I've, you know, lost friends. One of the girl that I said I was gonna drag on the morning of my wedding, I ain't talked to her ever since. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, I don't think
that was it. The other one
said that.
That was that on that.
You know, that's the thing. Like, it's hard when you do lose a friend that you've been with for so long. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a serious breakup, like a relationship breakup. You know how you break up in a relationship and you go through there's the present stage that comes with friendships too, like real friendships that last a long time, but then you had to break it off because of some shit or whatever. What I want to ask is new couples as friends. Do they be weird? Some of them be weird to y'all?
Oh my God, yes. Yep.
Ooh, wee.
You done hit a nerve with that one.
Ooh, I got PTSD.
You done hit a nerve with that.
I got PTSD. I'm gonna let her talk about that one because I can't.
Because I watch a lot of movies.
People be weird. It don't happen like that. Like it don't. Anybody who you don't even gotta be married. You don't have to be married.
And them other couples be weird as hell. Like,
well, I think, you know, a lot of people look at what you got and they become envious, you know, without knowing your backstory, without knowing the things that you have done and the work you put in to make your relationship what it is. And we face that a lot. Like people off back be like, oh my gosh, you guys are such a great couple. Y'all always like, especially when, you know, we started working from home, they like, how you stay around your wife all day? Because we kick it. We go. We don't need other
couples. Have fun.
We be gone. We got to on trips. We don't be asking our friends to go, you know.
Yeah, we prefer not to go together. Like it depends on for real. It depends on like where we going, like or what we doing or who we're with. Like we can go on trips with people, but they have to be like-minded. Like some couples want to go places and they don't want to walk.
Yeah, like we like to adventure, so
they don't want to go nowhere.
Else. If they want to go eat at every single restaurant,
I'm out.
No,
I'm out because I don't want to spend my time eating. I do not have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner when I'm out of town. I don't have to do that.
So we really do choose wisely because we have our our routine, what we do together, and how we move. So if it's not coinciding with what somebody else want to do, we just don't do it. But we have found that, you know, some couples are where we do have other friend couples that are cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? That we can, you know, kick it with whatever. But we have met some that, yeah, nah.
We met some, and to be clear,
can I have
they were a couple that was the person was my friend, like my good friend. And they were in a relationship. And so when we relocated down here, we connected with them. I could reconnected with this person. And when we first went out with the individual, we went out with them, and it was just one of their events, and it was just them. And so, which was fine. But then we got together with their significant other, and it was just like a completely different thing. And then from there, that's when the different things became. Like they wanted to be single and live a single life. I'm just not into that. Like I don't like I won't go out, go to a club or nothing without my wife. Like that's the party for me. Like because I'm gonna want to dance, and I'm gonna want her to dance on me. I'm gonna want to get worked on. So I'm gonna want to go to the club. She gonna
with my wife.
Exactly. Right. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like I'm not, that's not how but some people do that. Like some people go out and do things without their significant other, and that's what that individual wanted to do. And so when they were out, they were just like, probing me, and I kept telling Jessica, like, I don't like it.
He was texting me like that.
I don't like it. Because they kind of throwing me into the fire, like, oh bro, you gotta go everywhere with your girl, blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, I'm not on that, bro. I'm ready to go home right now.
Some people don't understand it because they assume that it's an insecurity issue. Oh, y'all girl don't want you going out. No, we just genuinely enjoy each other's company.
We actually like each other.
We like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be times where I be like, okay, like for instance, one of my friends just invited me to Atlanta to go to a party, and I'm like,
I said, go,
girl. I
girl.
don't want to go without you. Like, you gotta come too. You like, it's a girl trip. I'm like,
I said, I don't trying to be around no girls all dressed like lady cops. I'm out. If somebody gonna be a lady cop, somebody gonna be a naughty nurse, and somebody, I'm out, bro. And then what I look like in the middle, in a SWAT. Guys, I'm out, bro. I'm gonna look like a pimp. I'm not going. I
have a friend that hang out with me and my 4 girls, so.
He the man, though.
He live right there with y'all in Arizona. Y'all know who he is.
Well, he shouldn't.
He hang out with. He be happy just to be the only guy.
I bet. But yeah, like, and so like that situation.
But we all single though, so.
Well, that's different. That's different.
Yeah.
But and then that situation ended up stemming, and like that person was just like, okay, well, y'all can't be that solid. Like this what they thinking. Like, mind you, it's my nigga, bro. Like. You thinking like y'all can't be that solid, and she presented the argument, and it just from there it was just completely just we all intoxicated, so that didn't really mix, and so that person took that opportunity to pry into our relationship, and if we wasn't really solid, it was a really big blow. Like we were arguing like at the top of our.
What it was the person was saying one thing to me, but then saying something totally different to Brayden. So I had a friend, and the individual was trying to make it seem like, okay, I got Brayden for the night. I know y'all not on good terms right now. I'm gonna take Brayden over to my house, and then I'll drop him off in the morning. So me and my other friend can leave, who was staying at our house. And then was in Brayden ear like, yeah, you don't think nothing going on between them?
Yeah, and I'm just like, and I'm like,
at the house right now by themselves.
And I'm like, bro, take me home so I can argue with my own wife. I don't need you to argue with my wife for me. I want to argue with her on my own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need nobody else to speak for me. And they like,
right.
But they telling her like,
yeah,
like he just knocked out or he don't want to talk to you. My phone dead. My dumb ass. I don't have my phone. She can't. Write me, call me.
It was just played into
the situation played to the advantage of that person.
Yeah.
And they were trying, all stops like, you don't think they at the crib right now? Like, this is my best friend of 15 years.
Yeah.
15 years. Yeah, nah. And so
and I'm like, no,
just kind of egging it on, just trying to create, scenarios and planting thoughts into Brayden's head. And like Brayden at first, like, well, to the situation about the friend, he like, nah, but he like, why y'all leave me? Like, why, whatever.
Yeah, I'm asking her. I said, why would you leave me with them? What if they killed me? What if they took me there, chopped me up, and killed me? Then I can't be.
Why nobody worry about you?
Right. But then when we finally did, settle down the liquor wear off, whatever the case may be, and we're discussing the situation, we comparing notes and we like
about it.
Hold on.
That's where the communication come in.
Yeah. And so we started talking about it, and then we came to where the common denominator was. And the common denominator in the situation was the person. And they made the situation that I was initially asking about way bigger than it was, which caused the conflict. Me and Brenda never argue. We might have a argument, a real one, maybe once a year. Like, we, for the most part, we know how to pick and choose our battles. So that argument blew up and was bigger than it was supposed to be because this person was, throwing a little 2 cents here with me and then 2 more cents for Braden and then kind of, throwing rocks and hiding the hand, So when we sat back and we thought about it, and then like, not only that, the girlfriend was messy too. So it was just like, okay, so now she's saying stuff.
Because after all of this, she still had to go on a girls trip with them. And it exploded even more.
Yeah.
That's why I'm about to say, how did that go?
I wasn't there.
I was going to be in Fulton County. That's really how that was going to go.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Why do girls do that? Why do you feel like you just got to fight and drag somebody? Like, and just not.
It's the level of respect.
It's the level of respect. You going to know that you will never do this again. See, the thing about a woman is we are emotional. And when our feelings get hurt, we act like they don't hurt, but it pisses us off. So our first reaction, like, bitch, you not pissed me off. So now I'm gonna whoop your ass because the fact is you ain't even have to go there. You know what I'm saying? And that's because it's the respect. Women demand respect. Period.
No, I think men do too, because I do too. But in situations like that,
y'all
tell
are
me like
more
you got too much
logical thinkers.
Well, I know I have too much clues. That's why I was not in Fulton County.
No, but me and our friend I used to talk to, he used to tell me all the time because he always told me, you sensitive and emotional. Yes, I am. Look, but men are more logical. They look at things differently than women. We are emotional. We look at things differently. We see things as disrespect most of the time. Like, hold on, bitch. Now, you crossing the line. And once you cross that line, when you know you crossed that line, and I found out you crossed that line, mind you probably got a warning. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't cross this line no more. But then you want to be a kid and step over it. Like, I won't slap your ass back across it. So that's the respect factor. I'm real strong on respect. Like, you gonna respect me. I demand it. When I walk in a room, I get sick. And you gonna make sure I get it when I walk through the door. So no, yeah, we quick to throw them hands. Ain't no.
I think men are equally respect demanding because I tell her all the time, like, I'm just not about some stuff I be getting mad about. She be like, baby, it's just not worth it. You got too much to lose. But I'm like, I feel the same way you feel. Like, you gonna respect me because especially if I'm showing you respect. I think that's more disrespect. That's where men and women differ. Like, y'all just get mad if it's just not the respect. But if I'm respecting you and you disrespecting me, I feel like that's the line that you crossed that we fighting. Because I didn't have to be cordial with you, but
don't you notice, like, women, like, say, like they say, we overact if your food is wrong. Okay,
she do that.
You be like, we all do it. Like, you say, babe, they got my food wrong. Then you are probably, because you're logical, like, I ain't even gonna worry about it. I'm just eating. Woo. She's gonna be, gonna be,
let them put a pickle. Let a pickle be on my sandwich.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, I don't care. I will stop. If the line long, I'm walking on the side of somebody's car to the window. I fix my food, bro. I pay too much money.
Meanwhile, I'm picking the pickle off like kid.
I don't care.
Y'all opposite.
I do not care. I do not care. Make my food right.
Braden is the one. Go get my food right.
Make my food right. Why my kids' fries cold? All my fries. First of all, why did I have to wait to get cold fries?
Please don't get him started on the fast food.
That's what I'll be saying. Like, why do I have to? If it's a long line of people, y'all ever notice this when they give you the coldest fries? Like, what were we all waiting for?
Where if you was behind a bunch of people and the hot fries got all of a sudden cold, then you just get to them and make sure, be like, is there any more fries coming out? Because I want my fries to be.
I don't do that. I just get in the bag. I'm like, these fries cold. That's what I say. These fries cold. Or if I got a feeling that they can possibly do that to me, I tell them like, I want 2 large fries. Make sure the fries.
One of the reasons I stopped.
Make sure the fries hot because I will give them back
McDonald's. They always was giving me cold fries.
Oh, so they do it everywhere. Like, they do it everywhere down here.
So I was like,
these kids don't care about nothing. They be on their phone texting. They don't care about nothing.
Yeah, okay, so I have another question. Do y'all introduce y'all single friends to single friends?
I be trying to.
That's him.
I be trying to. I be liking
do matchmaking?
I had a couple bad ones, but
what Jessica say? Nope, I stay out of it.
I do. I try to do
Don't
it.
Don't start no shit. It won't be none.
You just never know. People might be compatible, and sometimes people just don't be having an opportunity. I will say, Kiana, you do know one of my matches that I tried to do that really was not working out, and you kept telling me not to do it, and I kept trying to do it.
I think I know you're talking about, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, look at Kiana's face.
I'm trying to think. It wasn't me. It was me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was me and you tried to set me up with.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Micah.
Yeah.
But
I felt like you
that wasn't gonna work.
I feel like it work.
Which is why he needs to stop. And I kept telling him, like, stop trying to hook Kiana with me.
I almost had one successful one though.
But you know how, like I said again, I'm a guy's girl. At the end of the day, I know who are just my friends. That's just what it is. I know who I wouldn't date. Me and Micah, I don't even know how we started talking, but we started going to lunch together a lot. And people start like Brayden.
Because I knew information that you didn't know. So I was trying to give you the assist, and you kept letting it go out of bounds.
And I kept telling him to stop.
I wasn't gonna stop.
What do you mean? Like, first
I kept telling you information that I knew that you wouldn't knew.
He was way younger than me.
Hello.
Way younger.
Well,
way like he was in his 20s.
Hello.
You and your what? So I'm in my 20s.
No, you're not.
That don't age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a number. But okay,
Micah is a good friend. You know what I'm saying? And I just had the feeling like he was more into white women. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, I got that feeling as well. But
so
I wasn't about to.
My strong personality wasn't gonna match.
I wasn't about to hook him up with no Wonder Bread. But do you got white people that listen?
I never got at Michael's house, worked and everything.
Huh?
She be on YouTube.
Oh, well, if the white people listening, that's just gonna have to be what it is. Because I wasn't gonna let him be with no Wonder Bread.
We call them unseasoned people. Unseasoned.
Yeah. For sure.
We got at his house. I took my laptop over there and we worked and everything. We're cool. I haven't talked to Michael in a couple months. I gotta call him actually to check up on him.
Let me say hey.
Look at that.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Micah since he was supposed to came with me down there last year. Was that last year?
Yep.
That's overdue for a phone call, man.
Yeah.
That's a while. He probably, God forbid, hope he didn't die, but that's he could have died at the time.
It's like COVID.
Yeah, like.
Y'all ain't talk to him either?
I'm busy with a lot of things that I have going on, different projects and stuff that I have. So
happy belated birthday, Micah.
With my schedule,
fellow Virgo.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. I don't think I got his number no more.
This is just really terrible.
I keep everybody's number, but I hope he change it. So I'm not.
Well, let us know. We're gonna have to do an update.
Yeah.
I'm right.
Yeah,
This is definitely getting off
I'm gonna
tangent.
give him a call.
This is definitely
I'm
off
gonna call him
topic.
tomorrow.
It's really bad.
Okay, so back to the matchmaker. I'm asking for me because look, right.
No, I don't, and we're not doing that.
Okay. Well, she said no. I had somebody in mind, but whatever.
No, Jessica, no. Don't set me up with nobody that's gonna play in my face because we're not doing that. So no. That's why I asked. Because me on my own, I'm expecting the Lord to drop him dead in my house.
Well, that's the
now.
thing. He's not gonna come through the ceiling, sis.
God said
You're
faith.
gonna have to go ahead and open up the door.
God said faith without works is dead. So you definitely not gonna find no man by just falling from the sky.
Girl, if you falling from the sky, you got something to worry about.
Yeah, that means he's homeless or something. You have to.
It's at the point where, you know what I'm saying, they like wait on God to send them. And I was like, okay, I got it. God gonna send them. And I'm gonna wait.
But most women that say that are like church women. And if you go into the church, there's a very high single woman percentage of women that are in church. Like my mama said that. My mama also has no man. God is the only man that she's had encounter with in decades. So it's like you can't listen to that always. I think that you should have a man who has a good balance of family, faith, and like his own beliefs and things like that. But I'll be out on the people that be like just super Christian, like, and just, you know what I mean? Because that's another subject for another day.
That feel like a third wheel sometimes. Like,
yeah, you
like me, like, I was about to say,
what?
Like,
well, I thought that's what you was doing.
Look. I know, but I just feel like, sometimes, I just be wanting to be around y'all, and it's just like I don't feel like a third wheel.
I don't think so because, like we said from the very beginning, like we homies, so we don't have to be PDA and all up under each other and lovey-dovey all the time. We know that there's a time and place for that, and with us still having single friends, like. My whole thing is not to make people feel uncomfortable. Like if we kicking it as a group and it's not a couple situation. If we wanted a couples retreat, we'll make one. Like if we kicking amongst our friends, we're kicking it amongst our friends, and it don't matter what their relationship status is. So I don't think so. I don't think we make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, she got friends that's single, and we still kick it where they're. She my homie too. So just.
Yeah, I just feel like y'all make everybody feel comfortable, even when your family is around. Because when I came for my baby's birthday, the family was cool. Everybody welcomed me in. Food was good. Everything.
Well, it's just because I'm a host. Like I like to host events. Like I'm big on like house.
I just don't understand how y'all deal with that heat.
It ain't that bad. I mean, we work from home, so we don't go outside like that. And when we do, it's the evening time, and it's not as hot.
And you just hop out the car, go in the building, hop back in the car, and go home.
Yeah.
We not just like sitting outside.
Yeah, like we
but
not.
Y'all
just
have a pool? Do y'all
need
y'all pool?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I just feel like I don't see y'all as much as I used to it. Sometimes I think about y'all, and I just be like, dang, when I get my shit together, they gonna be tired of looking at me like, you in Arizona again? Yeah.
I mean, we love to,
come and see us because we still ain't coming to the Midwest, so Milwaukee is out.
Well, we have a Friendsgiving that we're trying to plan.
Okay,
well,
so
that's gonna be
look. So basically, okay, so I'm not going back. I'm not going back to the north until December. Okay. Because that's great. That's right.
Yeah.
She won't. Okay. So I'm not going back to the north until December because I started a new full-time job. So I have both jobs. And I'm only going back because I have to go to my first job. I go to them every few months. Now, I was supposed to go in November because there's a few birthdays, but then I'm gonna have to skip those. But then Brayden was talking about a Friendsgiving, so I'm like, oh, okay, I got an extra job. I could probably make it to that one, you know, must be right, you know what I'm saying? This nigga gonna say, we was thinking about Chicago. If that's the case, I can invite you to my mama's Thanksgiving dinner. I'm not gonna hang out in Chicago and not go to Thanksgiving dinner with my mama and family, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we only said that because I'm not a fan of Wisconsin. I moved away from Wisconsin for a reason. So,
but y'all don't visit though, right?
Go visit.
When you be like, we'll be up that way, you know. Y'all don't go visit no more?
No. I have no reason to be in Wisconsin. I have no reason. No. Nope. Ain't nothing in Milwaukee for me.
Well, so
that's why we said Chicago though, because you know, having lived there, been raised there, whatever, we do have friends still there, you know, that can't necessarily fly down to Arizona and come visit us. So that's why we said Chicago, because we figured not go to Milwaukee, but still be nearby in case anybody want to, you know, draw that 2 hours to come see us. But that's really why we said Chicago. I have no reason to be in Chicago either, but you know.
Yeah, because I thought he was talking about Arizona. I was like, I can make that trip for the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to go back to Milwaukee to December or whatever, you know, because my best friend who lives there, he keep asking like, when you coming? I'm like, boy, you know, I've been going through some stuff. You gotta wait till I get, a couple years ago before my daddy died. Cause last time I was there, my daddy was in the hospital. And when I got back, he had died. So I was still going through that, and I'm catching up on a lot of stuff from that.
Yeah.
So me getting my life and stuff back on track is taking, you know what I'm saying? I'm slowly getting there, you know, it's some bucks in the road. You know, this Mercury shit had me all fucked up this week.
Girl, me too. Me too.
So, but now, I'm at working full time at Amazon too. And, I'm meeting some people there, the men there are very chivalrous, I really don't have to do much of nothing. They see me, they're like, I get it. I got it, so I'm like, okay, go ahead. I turn into my lady light,
Okay, go ahead, you can get it, sis.
But I don't date nobody. I work with now. That's one thing I don't.
No, that's
I flirt. I will not date you
because when you ready to cut it off, you don't want to have to go to work and see them every day. I've never dated nobody that I work with. It's enough.
Look, one time I got this story. One time we was working, and this dude and this girl was messing around, and he was a hoe. He had a girl at home too. And he was a hoe, and every time a new girl come in, he would, flirt with them. And the other girl that he was messing around with was getting mad and stuff. And they had this big blow up. We was working with people with disabilities, and they had these big blow up in front of the client. He had muffed her, everything. And that was the time I said, I will never date anybody I work with.
Absolutely.
That right there. But yeah, so I said if y'all do it, I would do a friend giving, if I was coming to Arizona. But if y'all come to Chicago, I might as well come on to my mom's house.
My
mama ain't gonna fly me sitting up in Chicago and her and the family over there having Thanksgiving.
Right.
That's
right.
That's not gonna work.
I just came back to say bye. The little one is terrorizing me upstairs. So
see her. Why you didn't bring her to the camera?
Look at that. You hear? She's acting,
okay.
She acting a fool. You can call us after this. And
I want to ask you one thing, Brayden. Do you got Hulu?
What?
Do you got Hulu?
Yes.
Watch the Lakers thing?
Oh, that Magic Johnson thing?
Not the movie. The Rise of the Lakers.
No, I haven't watched it yet. No.
Watch it. It's so good. I'm watching it. It's good. I just want to tell you that. Thank y'all for coming on. I appreciate it. I love you guys.
We love you too, girl.
We love you too. Call us after
this
this, and we'll let you talk to the baby.
Bring this back on again because we got plenty to talk about.
Okay, I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off the phone with my producer because I think I'm gonna change my date of filming. So, all right, love you.
Love you
Bye.
too. Bye.
Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Talk is Cheap with Kiana J. I am your host, Kiana J. See y'all next week. If nobody told you today, I'm gonna tell you, I love you.